Thanks everybody for hopping on our Zoom. Obviously, we're thrilled to be playing in the postseason. It's just the 13th time in program history that we've been bowling, and the first time in 8 years. I think this is going to be a great for our players to get the extra practices and experience that comes with participating in a bowl game. And we're really excited to be going to the LendingTree Bowl and playing Southern Miss, and excited for what that means for our supporters to be able to go watch the Owls play in a location that's accessible. So with that, I'll open it up for any questions you might have.
Joe, you touched on it, but if you can maybe elaborate on how big a deal this is for your program to be playing in this scenario.
Yeah, we're very excited about it. I mean, it's probably too rare of an occasion that Rice is playing in a bowl game, and so for us, it certainly is a big deal. We're excited that it's a game that's nearby and certainly within the footprint of where many of our student athletes have grown up and where many of our fans currently reside, and so we're optimistic we'll have a good turnout for the game. We're excited to be playing Southern Miss, an opponent that, if you recall, when the 2022 schedule was released, they were on it. We just didn't think we'd be playing them in December, and we're excited to be playing them though. And so yeah, it's a really big deal, Mark.
Thank you.
Hey, Joe, can you talk about just the fact of the date? December the 17th, is that a good time for you guys? It's before the Christmas holidays, and you're not, but it's not like from 25th to 29th or something like that. Do you like that date?
Well, I think you'd probably always wish you had a little bit more time, and Coach Bloom can address this too. We've been a little banged up towards the end of the season. You wish you had a little more time to get a little healthier. We also have final exams coming up this week, and so it's always challenging at a place like Rice to try and balance that, but we will navigate that appropriately. On the flip side, I do think it's great that the kids and the coaches will be home for Christmas, but I will tell you, no matter when the bowl game was, if an invitation was offered, we were going to take it. I went to Hawaii back in 2014. The game was played on Christmas Eve. We thought we'd be home on Christmas Day, and then there was a mechanical failure in our airplane, and so we didn't get out until the 26th. And we spent Christmas Day in a Holiday Inn Express and ate McDonald's for dinner. So and it was great. So we'll take them. We'll play them as they lie, so to speak.
Thanks, Joe.
Joe, is a bowl game one of those like tangible goals that you set for a football program before the season?
Absolutely. I think, not having been to a bowl game since 2014, it certainly was on the list of things that we wanted to accomplish this year. I think the next task now that we've been invited, is to go out and try and win the game and then string these together year over year. We feel that those opportunities are in front of us, and we're excited about that.
I guess this can be, Joe, for you and Mike. You talk about going to a bowl and winning. How important is it to win in a neutral site postseason game that's not part of your set 12? What would a win mean for the program in the future?
Yeah, I think, I think a win, when you can win the last game of the season, I think it creates momentum for spring football and momentum for the following season. To be able to crown ourselves bowl champions, regardless of what bowl game that is an important step forward for the program. And we've actually had pretty good records in bowl games. So, I think it's important. And I know that given the team that we'll be able to put on the field on the 17th, that they will be well prepared, and that we will have a tough opponent in front of us. But I'm sure our coaches and players, I know they're motivated to go out and not just experience a bowl game, but really focus and try to be successful in it as well. Anybody have any other questions for me? All right, I'm going to turn it over to Coach Bloomgren then.
Thank you.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Appreciate you jumping on. Know there's a lot of things going on in sports in Houston today, but this is certainly a big one for our football team, and won't skirt around that. It's a big deal for us to get to play another game with this group of young men, this football team. It's a big deal for the growth of your program. You know, you think about how much we all put stock into the improvement that's made in spring ball in those 15 days. And, you know, here we are. We got a bonus practice last week. We're going to start practicing again on Wednesday and kind of work through finals and then get a whole nother week of prep. And there's a lot of people that talk about like, oh, well, you could get better at football this way. And you can get better in the classroom. You can get better by drills and by working in the weight room. There's no doubt about that. But the best way you get better at football is by playing football. And so these practices mean so much to these younger guys. And so I'm thrilled to death we get a chance to do it with this football team. I'm happy we get to play a great Southern Miss team that, as Joe just alluded to, was on our schedule when we started this season off. And I'm excited to be going to the LendingTree Bowl in Mobile and to get to take this team. So with that, I'll open it up for any questions.
Mike, Joe touched on it. What would it mean to end your season with a win in this fashion?
Yeah, I think, Mark, like just to start off, like when our players made their goal board at the start of training camp, that's one of the things we talked about was going to a bowl game and winning. And that's something Dennis Franchione taught me a long time ago. You can't just act like the Super Bowl is earning the trip to a bowl. You want to go and win. That's how you continue to advance your program. That's, as Joe said, you win the last one, it builds momentum. And it's also like a thing, like we're our seniors, like what a cool deal for them to end their legacy in a bowl game in Mobile. That would just be awesome. And that's what we're going to work towards. That's what we're going to come and prepare the right way for, to earn the right to do that on the 17th.
And Coach, in this kind of interim period now, you finished your regular season. You weren't sure if you were going to a bowl game. Now you know you are. You've had this chance to kind of sit back and kind of assess where things are. What's your kind of state of the program, where y'all stand going into this big game that y'all were hoping to play?
Yeah, I mean, we're going bowling. I don't know how much time there's been by anybody to sit back and reflect. We've been all over the country already recruiting. We have an official visitor coming in today, another one tomorrow. There hasn't been a whole lot of time to chill and just think about where we are. So we've been trying to prepare the 2023 football team while not really taking our foot off the gas much. Like we worked out every day with our team last week, got a chance to practice last Wednesday, as I said. And so we're really focused on the future of this program. And then now we're going to have a chance to on Wednesday, when we get back into the game plan in earnest, we're going to shift our focus back to the 2022 team and the LendingTree Bowl in Mobile.
Mike, what are some of the challenges, because you have a very short amount of time? I know you, during the season, you have work on short weeks and things like that, but the challenges of, I guess, getting everybody back into a football mode, if that is a challenge?
Yeah, it's interesting because I guess I always feel this way too. Like when you start any new camp, you always feel like defense is always a slight bit ahead. Like it's easier to get out there and be reckless on defense than the timing of everything offensively. And that's what I saw last week when we went out there on Wednesdays. I saw an offense that was already starting to develop that first layer of rust. And that's what we got to make sure we're breaking off, and we got to make sure we're starting to get our timing back. So that'll be a great challenge as we get back out there this Wednesday. But it's certainly not like we've taken, 2.5 weeks off or anything. We were 5 days from our last game when we practiced on Wednesday, and that will be a week removed. And then we'll really get back into game week flow. And the nice thing is when we get to game week, we'll have a normal Monday, a normal Tuesday, normal Wednesday, normal Thursday, Friday, etc., and then go play the game. So I think when we can get back into that mode, we'll all be excited about it. But the challenges that Joe referred to, like, hey, we're talking about finals. We're talking about departing from Mobile before finals end. So there's going to be some challenges that we'll work through. My first time going to a bowl here at Rice. So we're working with administration, working with our academic team to make sure we can put these guys in position, as we always do, to be successful in the classroom as well as on the football field.
And then I did want to ask you about the opponent. Normally you think of bowl games, it's a one-off against somebody that you maybe have never seen or have not seen in a long time. This is a team you've now played 4 years in a row. Are you happy to get a crack against a familiar opponent, or would you kind of roll the dice for a wild card?
Yeah, is it even 5 years in a row, Matt? Will this be the 5th year in a row?
I think it goes all the way back to 2011, but at least
Yeah,
for
but
you.
for us,
Yeah.
since 18, right?
Yeah.
So our 5th year in a row, but the 2nd year with them having the same coordinators and us having the same coordinators. So certainly a little bit of a rematch to last year. I've got a lot of respect for their defensive coordinator. I think he makes everything very difficult, and obviously Will does a great job with their offense. So, man, it's a great challenge. They also have incredible athletes, as we know, and I think being another year in their system, you're seeing that just as I'm starting to blink the film. I'm seeing some guys really run around and make some plays for them. So, and defensively, their defensive line is much improved over last year. So that will present a really good challenge for us.
Hey, coaches, you mentioned finals. When do finals actually start?
They are the 7th through the 13th.
7th through the 13th. Okay. So, I asked Joe this, and so is the 17th a good day to actually for you guys to be playing this early? I guess it's the second day of all the bowl games.
Yeah, I mean, Richard, I think if I had my druthers, we'd play like the last possible dates because I want every single practice I can get with these young guys. But you know what? Like, we're so excited about going to this bowl that's kind of taken over. Like, hey, I don't care when we play. But yeah, we get to play on the 17th. I'm going to get 10 good days of practice going up to it. It's going to be awesome. And so, again, I want every practice I can get. That's the only reason I'd want the date to be later. But that and the challenge with finals. But we'll work through all those things like we do. And we've got a great academic team that's been through this before. So they'll kind of guide us as we go.
Yeah. What's the reaction of the players, playing that one more game?
Just completely excited. All the seniors are beside themselves. I had a chance to meet with the outgoing seniors last week, so that was really cool. Richard, the thing I tell you, it's been really neat is the former players that have texted me and the former coaches here that have texted me. It's been that's been a lot of fun today. Number one, to see how much they care and how they're still following us, and number two, just their words and some of the things they want me to share with the team, which I'll get a chance to do in our team meeting tomorrow at 1:30.
Okay, then after the North Texas game and the games that were being played and everything, but were you following the games like the Buffalo Akron? Were you kind of looking to see who was going to hit that 6, and that if there wasn't enough teams that you guys knew you're the first in line?
Yeah, not so much like this weekend when you talk about Buffalo and Akron, but certainly the Saturday before, we were on the way back and we were keeping up with those games, and you saw that Virginia Tech was up big on Miami. You saw Tennessee was up big on Vanderbilt. Obviously, we knew those things had ramifications for us with us being the first APRN. So that was cool. Certainly became a little bit of a fan the later half of Saturday.
Yeah, you're in. That's all that matters.
That's it, man.
Okay. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.